We spend our lives searching for the ultimate answer. Is there an end to this world or universe? What is the meaning of human life? Where does the soul belong? Are there really 6 reincarnations? Does the Pure Land of ultimate bliss, which has no birth, no death, no disease and no disaster, exist? Why did Gautama Buddha say that there is a Buddha land at the end of the world? There is no pain there, no setbacks, there is no birth, old age, sickness or death. Without all the worries in the world, this place is called bliss. If someone doesn't believe in the existence of this world, you can see the legendary Pure Land of ultimate bliss through the 16 views of Buddhism. Hello everyone, I am a global ritual. Today we are going to talk about the legendary Pure Land of Pure Bliss, a Buddhist country. When we used to talk about the cultivation methods of Taoist inner alchemy, many netizens because it has not been lost. Therefore, it is impossible to practice. A technique like Taijin Wasongzis. You can also try it simply while sitting and meditating. But some similar dual cultivation of life and life regular insider, there is no way to start with this heaven-defying technique. And many people are saying, this Taoist method is too harsh. Is there a simpler way for the soul to transcend? Or is there a way to make the soul immortal? No more entering reincarnation. What about allowing humans to gain spiritual relief? In fact, this method does exist, but Taoism does not have this kind of method. This kind of exercise is only found in Buddhism or the cultivation method in the Pure Land. It's this simple technique. As long as you are sincere, read it 100,000 times. Namo Amitabha. It can allow the soul to reach the legendary Pure Land of ultimate bliss or spiritual transcendence. And 100,000 is not a fixed number. As long as you are sincere, even if I recite it silently 10 times before passing away, it can also allow the soul to go to that legendary holy place. Speaking of which, there must be many people without religious beliefs who would ask, after all, this holy land is the ideal country in the minds of Buddhists. And is there really a simply imaginary Buddhist Pure Land deep at the end of the universe? If the Pure Land really exists, how did this Pure Land appear? Has anyone really seen this legendary place? Or what method should I use to see this Pure Land? Good, now I will give you a detailed explanation of the origin of the Pure Land and the method of viewing it. The following stories are all from the Buddhist classic Infinite Life Sutra. The full name of the Infinite Life Sutra is the Buddha's Infinite Life Sutra, which is one of the 3 Pure Land Sutras of Buddhism. The other 2 parts are the Buddha's speech on Amitabha Sutra and the Buddha's speech on the Infinite Life Sutra. I will tell you all these sutras because it contains a Buddhist practice method. This technique is similar to the distant world we talked about before. Today's Buddhist scripture is the first to mention Amitabha's Pure Land. This is called the Pure Land of Ultimate Bliss, the Land of Bliss, the Pure Land of the West, the Pure Land of Peace and Nourishment. 10 trillion Buddha lands in paradise. Tibetan Buddhism calls it Shambhala. Its Sanskrit name refers to the place where the blessed Buddha is. It is a world created by Amitabha Buddha with his merits. This world is located in the West. It is said that Ami's original profession means that he is still teaching the Dharma here. Then the audience I frequently visit must be Buddhist practitioners. Therefore, the following content must be deeply believed by those who practice Buddhism. If there is no religious audience, but there will be a lot of doubts. The Buddha said that it is recorded in the Infinite Life Sutra. Once Sakyamuni, when the Buddha was teaching the Dharma to 12,000 great bhikkhus, the Buddha's face was full of energy, pure and beautiful, all over my body. Golden light surrounds this disciple. Ananda stood up and asked, World-honored one, your face is pure today, for colors of light. I've never met you. It looks so beautiful today. You must have a special Buddhist teaching to preach to everyone. The world-honored one said, good thing, Ananda, I came into this world with boundless compassion to save the ignorant sentient beings in the world, and Buddhism is very rare to find. It only appears once in countless billions of years. So Ananda, you must listen carefully to the Dharma I am preaching to you now. Countless billions of kalpas ago, there are many Tathagatas who came out of the world to teach sentient beings. Among them there is a Tathagata named Sishi during the 42 years of King Tathagata's lifetime. So this festival is a commemorative unit. One section of Buddhism is equivalent to 15,998,000 years. A middle knot is equal to 20 measures. One large section is equal to 4 worlds. To be specific, you don't need to calculate it. You can probably just calculate the units casually. Although a year is illusory to us, but for the Buddhist worldview, there are many forms of life. He can live for hundreds of years. It does not represent other life forms. There is also a century limit. Then the world we live in is called the whirling world, also known as soil. It belongs to one of the 3,000 worlds taught by Sakyamuni. Then this world is surrounded by countless worlds, so there are different life forms in other worlds. Their lifespans also vary. After all, there are countless Buddhist kingdoms in the universe because there are people in in other worlds who have cultivated Buddhism. When they became Buddhas, they also had their own Buddhist lands. But every Buddhist country is different. But only the paradise is the most beautiful, because there are no three evil realms in this world. When Tathagata, the free-spirited king of that world, was teaching the Dharma, a king suddenly had an epiphany. Give up your throne immediately, become a monk for the name of Dharma to Bhikkhu. This Bhikkhu is extremely intelligent, having both talent and virtue, refined all way. No one can practice Buddhism as well as anyone else. A few years later, the staff game also encountered a problem. He wanted to build a sacred and solemn Buddhist pure land, completely eliminate the suffering of life and death. That's called the suffering of reincarnation. But he didn't know how to build such a pure land. He was like the world-honored one questioning. The world-honored one said, you yourself should know how to achieve your own majestic Buddha land. But Bhikkhu Fazang said, the meaning of my ideal Buddhist land is too profound. It's impossible for my ability and level to do it. I hope the world-honored one can explain to me the pure lands of other Buddhas and Tathagatas and their methods of attainment. Let me see how other Buddhas' pure lands were established. I will use this as my practice to achieve perfection, build my own pure land. When the world-honored one heard this, said with an appreciative tone, if everyone can pursue public charity, the pursuit of truth is endless. Don't be arrogant because of certain achievements, then this person will definitely achieve supreme results. Then Tathagata, the king of freedom in the world, showed his divine power to the Dharma Tibetan monk, introduced the tens of billions of Buddhist pure lands. The world-honored one said, in these Buddha lands, due to the differences between good and evil in all sentient beings, so each Buddha is a little different. After observing all the pure lands, Bhikkhu Dharmagarbha, just make a vow. You must establish the pure land you want, and in order to accumulate the merits needed for this majestic Buddhist kingdom, he concentrated on practicing for 5 more sessions. Finally, he accumulated the merits needed to establish a solemn Buddhist kingdom and find the blessed one. The world-honored one said, you should declare your great wishes to the joy of all the Holy Spirit. After letting the Bodhisattva hear this, you can also go to your pure land of Buddha. Going to your pure land can satisfy the desire of all sentient beings to be reborn in the Pure Land. Then Bhikkhu declared his great wish. The process of declaring his wishes is somewhat similar to saying it casually. That's what he wanted to create. What he wants to create is what he can do. Therefore, Dharma Tibet monk said, when I become a Buddha, may there be no evil ghosts from hell in my pure land of Buddha. Brute, in these 3 evil realms of pure land, there will be no fall after the end of any life. These 3 evil ways, if this wish cannot be realized, I will never become a Buddha. I wish that when I become a Buddha, all living beings in the pure land of my Buddha land, they all have bodies that are immortal, with the 32 characteristics of perfection. All appearance and appearance are correct. Cleanliness is the same as equality. If sentient beings have good or bad appearances, there is beauty and ugliness. I will never become a Buddha. When I become a Buddha, may all living beings in the pure land of my Buddha land have destiny knowledge. This destiny guide is very interesting. Most people are particularly curious about this part of Buddhism. In fact, according to the Buddhist theory of supernatural powers, we can also gain this mysterious power by practicing Zen. Many eminent monks in history have been lost if you have indeed obtained the mysterious power recorded in Fate Pass. And this destiny is what everyone often talks about. The term 6 divine powers. In Buddhism, it appears in many Buddhist scriptures. For example, the Shurangama Sutra also contains descriptions of supernatural powers. That magical power mainly covers 6 kinds of methods. They are clairvoyance, Tainertong, he has clear mind, divine foot power, fate pass, all leaks are pass. The celestial eye can see extremely distant things or see things through perspective. If you have clairvoyance, then you can see the destruction of bliss. Because Mahayana practitioners are not limited by distance. As the name suggests, Dhyana, all obstacles can be overcome. Hear the sound, his heart can know. The thoughts of sentient beings are somewhat similar to telepathy, but Buddhism is more powerful than telepathy. In the future, I will also do a special issue to explain this part to you. The gods do not mean our feet, but when you meditate and enter the country, it allows consciousness to travel anywhere outside the body. In an instant, you can travel through hundreds of millions of Buddha lands. Mahayana person, they can even go back to the past, present, and future. The Mahayana gods of the 3 generations in the future are not limited by time and space, and Sujingtang can see through the past and present lives. Dependent origination and cessation can be seen to the end. Why do sentient beings receive retribution? I can see the cycle of cause and effect in your countless lives, and Liaduatong can let you miss your troubles, or make a sound, get out of reincarnation, cultivation into the Arahant kingdom. So the staff says, if the sentient beings in my Buddha land cannot obtain these obstacles, I will never become a Buddha. When I become a Buddha, there is no concept of unwholesomeness in my pure land of Buddha. All living beings have a focused and peaceful mental state. Every sentient being has right concentration and fear. If someone thinks of it, I want to use myself for my own greed and care, it only increases worries. I will never become a Buddha. When I become a Buddha, may I shine with infinite light all over the countless worlds in the 10 directions. My lifespan is infinite and unchangeable. There is no birth or death. lifespan of all living beings in my land is also the same as mine. Unless you voluntarily shorten your life, if the purity of Changel cannot be realized, I will never become a Buddha. Countless Buddhas in the 10 directions. If we cannot praise my name together, praise me for the beauty of my pure land, I will never become a Buddha. When I become a Buddha, as long as there are sentient beings in the worlds of the 10 directions who believe and love them, and longs to be reincarnated in my Buddhist kingdom, even if there are only 10 thoughts, you can also be reborn in my Buddha country. But those who have committed the crime of disobedience and slandering the Dharma, you cannot enter the pure land of ultimate bliss. Disobedience is a term specifically used in Buddhism. They respectively kill the father and the mother, kill the arhat, breaking the harmony and giving birth to the blood of the Buddha body. These 5 sins are the most heinous in Buddhism, the multitude that cannot be universalized. After death, sinners will go to endless hell. Everyone can understand the first 3 types at a glance. The 4th type of destruction and destruction refers to those who destroy the Sangha and practice Buddhism. If you have the means to break up the Sangha, or they cannot be allowed to practice together, occupy their temples, forcing monks to return to secular life, these are all considered as breaking peace and causing sin. To bleed the Buddha's body means to do harm to the Buddha's body. In other words, it caused the Buddha's body to bleed. This all counts as the blood sin of the Buddha's body. In addition to these 5 greasy things, if sentient beings cannot be reborn in the pure land of ultimate bliss, the staff will never become a Buddha. Then this sentence is said in the Infinite Life Sutra. 10 thoughts will surely arise. I would like to put it simply, even if you are a foolish person, as long as you recite Namo Amitabha sincerely, you can also be reborn in the pure land of ultimate bliss. After the staff continued, the world in all directions cannot hear my name. Concentrate on your thoughts. My Buddhist country generates bodhicitta. Practice all good virtues. The exercises are based on a sincere wish to survive. When our country's life ends, the bodhisattvas and I will appear in front of this person to receive him. He has access to the ultimate world. If this great wish cannot be realized, I will never become a Buddha. Buddha, I will become a Buddha. At the time of Buddha, all sentient beings who come to my Buddha land, in the end, you will definitely obtain the Buddhahood. Unless he himself makes a wish, in order to save all sentient beings, accumulate merit and practice the Bodhisattva path. Receive and support the Buddhas of the 10 directions. The Tathagata teaches and transforms all living beings, awakening to the right path. If this vow cannot be fulfilled, I will never become a Buddha. When I become a Buddha, I, the Bodhisattva of the Buddha, will acquire all wisdom. That is to say, there is no problem in arguing about wealth. If this vow cannot be fulfilled, I will never become a Buddha. Finally, the staff said, I build a transcendent worldly connection. You must know the supreme way. I wish that I would not be a great benefactor for countless kalpas, and that I would achieve Buddhahood on my own. The name exceeds 10 directions. Living without desire, with righteous thoughts and pure cultivation. In everything we do, we seek the Supreme Being. Only when gods and humans decide to achieve supreme enlightenment. After the magic staff monk made 48 grand oaths in front of Tathagata King Oath of Freedom, then he began to practice Buddhism intensively. In the end, all Dharma returned to its origin and achieved the supreme Buddha status. Buddha's name, Amitabha, also known as the Buddha of infinite life. When he became a Buddha, the vow he made became the legendary Buddha land of bliss. This Buddha land surpasses any known Buddha land. It can be called the holiest and first. At this time, Sakyamuni, who was teaching the Dharma, said, the pure land of utmost bliss is a place west of our world that is home to 10,000 billion Buddha lands. The Buddha referred to here is believed by some to have transcended the definition of the three-dimensional world, may have reached the 6-bit world. I think this feels like a parallel universe. In short, this distance is beyond our imagination. None of the units of measurement we know can be used to calculate the distance to the Buddha land. So that's it for now. Everyone will have a question, although I understand everything. This pure land of ultimate bliss is the Buddhahood created when the Dharma staff monk became Amitabha Buddha. So how can sentient beings go to the legendary paradise land? Or how can we see whether the pure land exists? This question is also written in the scriptures. The scripture says, if there are sentient beings who see or hear the light and merits of Amitabha Buddha and can recite the name every day, the reason why he was reborn in the paradise world can be simply put into 4 words. Enough to release the blissful philosophical sphere. Just with this kind of feeling, all sentient beings in this realm have no suffering, no pain, no pain. Every life without birth and death have a clean and solemn image. Wonderful sound. Everyone possesses the highest level of magical power. Everything they need in life is abundant. And why is it that Akale is still preaching sutras and dharma to sentient beings in the land of ultimate bliss? So because of the infinite lifespan, infinite brilliance, people in the world call him Wushu Buddha. How on earth can we see this world of ultimate bliss mentioned in the sutra? Or does it exist at all? How can we prove that there is such a perfect paradise at the end of the world? So what exactly is there in this world? Good. In the next issue, we will talk about the Buddhist cultivation method that allows you to see the world of bliss. Having learned this method, you can see the legendary